The Ravens offense stole the headlines in day 2. Day 3 of training camp belonged to the defense, and they just wrapped up day 4, which honestly might have been the most balanced day of practice so far. Now, while there wasn't one player in particular who completely took over this camp practice, but there were several storylines that I think is going to shape this roster over the next few weeks. Lamar Jackson threw his first interception of camp. Mark Andrews finally had his breakout moment. The Ravens secondary continues to make life difficult for the Ravens offense. And Jesse Minter confirmed something that Ravens fans have been waiting for. My name is Sudden Death, and you are watching the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. Let's get into it. Welcome back into the channel where we break down all things Baltimore Ravens. That's right, all things Baltimore Ravens right here at the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. They just wrapped up day 4 of training camp. It was actually at CQ Stadium at the University of Maryland. And here are my takeaways. Number 1, could we possibly see a Mark Andrews resurgence in 2026? In the very first play of 11 on 11, Lamar Jackson dropped back and found Mark Andrews on an intermediate crossing route where he beat Keon Martin, which made for his first truly big play of camp. But let's be real, we've talked about a lot of people other than Mark Andrews so far in terms of pass catchers. We've talked about Zay Flowers, we've talked about Devontae Walker, we've talked about Jacoby Lane, we've talked about Rashad Bateman. Hell, even the rookie tight end, Matthew Hibner, had himself the other day with 5 catches, but not too much for Mark Andrews. That changed today. Today, Mark Andrews reminded everyone why he has been Lamar Jackson's favorite target ever since he's been in the league. And to be honest with you, that's exactly what you want out of Mark Andrews. Don't get me wrong, I love to see the young guys flashing because that's more exciting for what's to come in the future. But the stars on your team need to remind you that they are still stars. Second big takeaway. So I just mentioned how Mark Andrews had a really nice catch today, and it seems like him and Lamar Jackson, maybe they're getting their chemistry back. But after that big catch, Lamar Jackson ends up throwing an interception. While trying to hit Zay Flowers on an out route, Lamar underthrew the football. Keon Martin read it perfectly, and he got an easy interception. Now, before people overreact, I would like to point out that that was Lamar Jackson's first interception of camp. And we also have to remember Lamar is not perfect, right? There's going to be some inaccurate throws as you get with every other quarterback in this league. And I honestly think that Lamar Jackson was trying to give his guys a chance. Apparently, he was throwing it against tight coverage here. But it is encouraging that the secondary is finally stepping up and making plays. As we know, day 3 was a big day for the secondary, getting multiple interceptions off of Tyler Huntley. And now they finally managed to get one off of Lamar as well. And I got to give a quick shout out to Keon Martin because he's quietly having a very solid training camp. He was even good last year, especially in some of those garbage time moments where it really didn't matter that much, but he was still making plays and shutting down offenses. I think he's coming one step closer to maybe even getting some meaningful snaps in the regular season. We'll have to see. But I will say this. If I was making a list of the top 10 most underrated Ravens on the roster currently, I think Keon Martin makes that list. Sticking with the secondary, there was another play where Lamar Jackson tried to squeeze in a football to Mark Andrews, but Malachi Starks and Nate Wiggins quickly converged on Andrews deep down the field and ended up breaking up the play. So overall, a very encouraging day for the secondary. And it really excites me for what Jesse Minter has planned for this defense, but specifically the secondary, because we know what he was able to do in LA and making them one of the top units in the league. And it seems like now Jesse Minter has that secondary playing fast, playing aggressive, and playing connected. And that's something that we didn't really see last year. The communication was all off and guys just weren't on the same page. My next biggest takeaway, Rashad Bateman quietly keeps stacking good days in camp. And to be honest with you, I don't know why we keep doubting this guy. I get it, 200 and something yards last season, only 2 touchdowns. It was a terrible season. But I do believe that Rashad Bateman's 2025 lackluster campaign was really just a microcosm of everything that was wrong with the Ravens last season. He had a catch today over the middle in traffic where he extends and catches the ball way outside of his frame. That was very encouraging to see. So I hate to say I told you so when it comes to the Rashad Bateman takes that I give here on this channel, but I kind of told you so. And look, I get it. It's training camp. We haven't even gotten the pads on yet. So we still got to wait and see. However, I was told that this guy cannot play. This guy needs to be out of the league. He needs to be traded, whatever. No, I think he is very firmly the Ravens wide receiver too. That's all I'm saying. Don't hate me for it. Moving on here, I want to get into the Ravens who actually did not practice today. It was reported that multiple guys got a veteran rest day, including players like Derrick Henry, Ronnie Stanley, Ethan Pozick, Trey Hendrickson, Calais Campbell, and Nnamdi Madubuike, along with the players already on the PUP list. But don't panic. This appeared to be scheduled workload management. One thing I think it's also important to point out here is that Lamar Jackson continues to build his rapport with new offensive coordinator Declan Doyle. For a lot of this practice and the times where Lamar Jackson wasn't actually on the field, he was side by side with Declan Doyle, chopping it up, collaborating in real time. The communication between Lamar Jackson and Declan Doyle has been constant, and that's exactly what you want during this installation period. Also want to point out when it comes to Lamar Jackson, he did say today that he feels comfortable playing under center, but he also admitted he really hasn't done that consistently since youth football. So basically every coach that Lamar Jackson has had in his career from pretty much high school until now has seen Lamar Jackson's running ability and said, you're not going to play under center. You're going to play in the gun, and we're going to run this read option all day long. But it's clear and obvious that Declan Doyle sees something different in Lamar Jackson. And this is why I think the duo of Lamar and Declan Doyle will be deadly for the rest of the NFL. My next point here is about the special teams. Ravens kicker Tyler Loop had a little bit of a rough day in front of 20,000 fans at the UMD Stadium. He attempted 3 kicks in front of the fans and only made 1, which was his last one. Tyler Loop missed wide left from 33 and then also from 40. And on his final attempt, which was a 43-yarder, it was made known that if he missed that one, then the entire team had to do post-practice push-ups. But luckily, he drilled it. The Ravens did not have to do that, and Lamar Jackson went and gave Tyler Loop a big hug after that. Unofficially, now Tyler Loop is now 4 for 6 in camp kicks, which I think begs the question, should the Ravens bring in some competition for Tyler Loop? And if you're asking me that question, I think the answer is yes, because I think it's clear that he can kind of get the yips a little bit, especially when the pressure's on and there's big crowds. So I think it would benefit the team to just bring in somebody, a vet kicker. I don't care who it is, just bring in somebody to kind of give him some competition, give him some different looks, right? I think that would bode well for this special teams unit. But like I said at the top of the video, this was not a dominant day for any side of the football. But the biggest news of today's training camp is when Jesse Minter told reporters that Monday, the Ravens will be in pads for the first time. That's when some of these position battles are going to get really real. I'm thinking about the center competition. I'm thinking about some of the young edge rushers. By the way, Zion Young flashed today as well. He looked really strong. Some burst in the backfield. Love that. My point is, everything changes when those pads come out. But I want to hear from you. What was your biggest takeaway from day 4 of Ravens training camp? Let me know down below in the comments. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new here. My name is Sutton Def from the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And may purple rain.